All right, now that we have our receiver mostly built, we're going to go ahead and finish the details of that. So let's go on and let's fillet this leg, and we're going to be mirroring this to complete the rest of the ones under the body of the system. So go ahead, hit OK. Now we're going to mirror that off of that plane that we made um, the receiver off of. So go ahead and hit mirror. Pick your plane. Now we're going to do the body, not the feature of that fillet. So go ahead and pick that. Okay. And now we have our foot there. It looks like it's a little off. Okay. There's a way to fix that. We can always just delete that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a side view. We're going to go ahead and open up a second plane. So let's go ahead and grab one really quick. Pick a good center area of where that receiver is. That looks pretty good. Go ahead, hit your mirror feature again. Pick your body. And now it's nicely mirrored. Now we're going to do that again using one of the planes coming from the side, and we're going to go into the front view to achieve that. So let's go ahead, open up another plane. Again, holding that control and just dragging over to where you want it. So that looks pretty good. Hit mirror. Now we're going to select both of these. And to adjust that, we can just simply change that plane so we can make it look as symmetrical as possible. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. All right, so let's minimize that. That looks pretty good. Yep, and that'll work. Okay, so now we're going to extrude a knob here for the front. Go ahead and open up a sketch there. Again, using your same geometry that's right there, we're just going to offset right off of that. Hit OK. And then we're going to use our extrusion button. Maybe a little bit less depth than that. And again, we don't want to mirror it. We want it to be another piece. So go ahead, hit OK. Okay, now we're going to fillet that front edge. Maybe not too much. All right, let's hit OK. Now we want to cut off that front. We want to make this two pieces. We're going to have a little grip area, and then the front's going to be separate material. So let's go ahead and use some of our references that are close to that. So we're going to go ahead and make a cut straight from using that tabletop. Go over here, use your rectangle. And we're going to extrude cut that really quick. And again, make sure you're picking the right solid when you're doing that. Hit OK. And that should be good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some chevron patterning on this piece. We want it to look like the rest of what we designed over here. So go ahead, come over here. Let's do the same thing that we did before. And again, you're going to need a reference point. So for construction, go ahead, make a center line. Again, go ahead and mirror this already. Because once you mirror it, you can still come in here. We can change this and make it how we want it to look. So go ahead and play with this a little bit. That looks pretty good. So now select all of this. Make sure you're not selecting that center line. We're going to do another pattern. And make sure it extends all the way out. In this case, this is going to be all right. We're going to end up just cutting off the extra pieces we're not going to use later. So go ahead and hit OK. Select. Now we're going to pattern downward this time. Reverse that. Make sure we have good space in there. That looks pretty good. Might do one less. We'll do one more. Okay, so go ahead and hit your check mark. We're going to come over here. We're going to get rid of these extra pieces that we are kind of coming off the side. So select those and delete them. We can also come back in here. We could really move these around to where we want them to sit on that plane. So let's see. Go ahead and right click. You can hit move entities. So this process is going to take a while. So I'm going to pause right here and then we'll come right back as soon as it's ready. So what you really want to do though is pick a point. Then it'll start dragging around with your cursor. That looks pretty good to me. and exit the sketch. We're going to do a quick little extrusion with this. Now we're going to go ahead and extrude all the way past this. We're going to use some of the color from what's going to go on in here. So let's go ahead and pick the part that we want to extrude against. Hit OK. And now we have our grill for the front of our receiver.